Shalom, shalom. In today's video, we will be discussing part 7 of Safra Detzniuta, or the secret concealed book in the Zohar. With that being said, let us begin. For those who'd like to follow along, they'll find the respective passage in book 11. Safra Detzniuta. In the beginning, Elohim created the heaven and the earth. These are 6 words. And in the beginning is above them, indeed. And the secret here is that Bereshit is the secret of Beit Rosh. It can be arranged to say Beit Rosh. It can also be read as Beit, which is Hokmah. Aleph is Kether, Beit is Hokmah, Rashit, as in the beginning is wisdom, Rashit, Hokmah. This is the realm of Atziluth. Berah is Bariah, and Elohim is the name of Bariah in the world of Atziluth. Et signifies a partsufim. Hashemayim is Zeranpin. Va'et signifies these 2 partsufim are connected. And Haaretz is Malkuth in the world of it. Bariah. Because the Zeranpin here, identified by Hashemayim, has a hay in the front, which tells us Bina in Bariah. And Haaretz, similarly, has a hay in the front, which signifies to us Bina, and so that these are Anpin in the Nukva of Bariah. And then it says Bereshit is above. This is to signify to us Atziluth. Goes on to state, and are suspended and come down from the 7 features of the skull. What are the 7 features of the skull? It has been explained that the 7 kings, which a king in Hebrew is called Melech, in the secret of Malkut, and similarly the angels are called Melechim in the secret of Malkut, because they were the Malkuths of their respective sockets above, and the sockets above are called the 7 features of the skull. Why? Because there are 7 holes in the skull at the place of the emergence of the sparks, and the kether of the backside fittingly. And it goes on here to say they are suspended. Similarly, the beard is suspended, which is the secret of the Tali, the serpent, the dragon. And then it says they are suspended and come down from the 7 features of the skull. This has been explained. It says they are suspended, and the Hebrew again there is tali, to signify to us the dragon. They are suspended and come down from the 7 features of the skull. They are spread to the most precious, the 13 features of the beard of Arik Anpin. How is this so? It has been explained and demonstrated that these are the Kether, Hokmah, and Bina of Atik Yomin, and that this is the Chesed of Atik, Gevur of Atik, Tifreth of Atik, Netzach of Atik, Hod of Atik, Yisad of Atik, and Malkuth of Atik. It was explained, proven, and demonstrated that these are the secrets of the kings who died with no weapons, and the secret of the Tagin. It was also explained this was the secret of 3 drops in the sword, for of these 7 letters that emerge with these Tagins, Shin, Tet, Nun, which is Shaitan. It was explained that the Kether of Arik Anpin was a Chesed of Atik. It was explained that the Hokmah of Arikanpin was the Gavura of Atik. And similarly, it was explained that the Bina of Arikanpin is tied to the Tiferet of Atik. And this was explained in the secret of 13. Why 13? Because there were 4 parts that were concealed and most precious, as we will learn later. They are the Kether, Hakma, and Bina, which create the head. The sockets are tied in there. The sparks, which create 4. And then each one of these sparks, the first 3, which are the 3 drops in the sword, and the shaitan is the cherub, the sword, receive 3 parts, and that becomes 9. And so those are the 9 parts of the beard, which reflect later in the beard of Zeranpin. And so we've got 3 here. 1 part, 2 parts, 3 parts. 1 part, 2 part, 3 part. 1 part, 2 part, 3 part. And so there are 9 features that are visible and 4 that are not. 1, 2, 3, 4 for a total of 13. And these are the features of the beard. And it was explained that 7 came down from the features of the skull. They are suspended. It was explained that they spread to the most precious beard because they received the Shefa and the secret of lines. And this has been explained. From which is inferred the second verse, namely, was without form and void, which is the beginning of Genesis 1:2, which contains 13 words, as in 13 words in the verse, which allude to the beard. As shall be explained, the second occurrence of the earth, the word earth, with which the second verse starts, is not counted among these 13 words, as we have learned. For there are 14 words in Genesis 1:2, and they are removing the very first word. Because he emerged from the earth that was damaged on account of the sin of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, emerging from the Malkuth, which was the secret of the heart spark. For Malkuth, the attribute of harsh judgment, was mixed in it, as is written, because of the ground which Hashem has cursed. And the word ground is Adamah. And this is the secret of Adam and Hay. And this is the secret of Bariah, Yetzirah, and Asiya, the rungs in which the serpent and the angel of death are. Therefore, it is not counted with the 13, and they start with the word was without form and void, and darkness was on the face of the deep, and a wind from Elohim moved over the surface of the waters. Was without form and void, and the darkness was on the face of the deep. Let's look at that. It is mentioned here in Safra, Hayata tohu wabohu wachoshek al fanei tahom. Void and formless and darkness, upper face of the deep. Understand the word al refers to upper and not to be translated as on. Thus, this is referring to the face of Arikanpin, which is in the world of Atziluth. Thus, the 13 words of this verse again hint at what has been stated. This upper face of Atziluth is called void, formless, darkness, face of the deep, as it is prior to Bariah, creation, Yetzirah, formation, and Asiya, action. And it has been taught by our sages the 42-letter name of God is from Beit of Bereshit to Beit of Bohu, and this is the sod of Ima, Bariah, as Ima has a gematria of 42, signifying the establishments of Bariah, Ima, as has been demonstrated. Was without form and void, and darkness. We've learned that these are the secret attributes of the face. And we have learned that this is not on the face, but upper face of the deep, which is referring to Arikanpin and Atziluth, in which existence is in a negative state of without form and void. and a wind of Elohim. A wind here refers to the Ruach, and this is the Zeranpin, and Elohim refers to Berea. Moved over the surface of the waters, and the waters is the secret of Yetzirah, which are 7 in number. Similarly, the 7 sparks bring down 7 seas and 7 flows of water, and those 7 flows are the Zeranpin and Nukva. Then it says, which are 13 words. And these 13 words are derived from the 13 features of the most precious, which is the beard of Arikon Pin, which are explained later. And this has all been demonstrated. Those 13 words, starting from Vahadetz, are Hayatah Tohu Vabohu Wachoshek Alfanei Tahom Varuach Elohim Varakfet Alfanei Hamayim. These are the 13 words. There is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. And Hayatah Tohu Wabohu Wachoshek Al is to be read as upper face, called the face of the deep. Varuach is none other than the Zeranpin of Elohim, and Elohim has been established to be Berea. Maruach Fet, which can be arranged to say there are 288 sparks, or there are 288, which will be from 288. Al Fanei, which means upper face, Hamayim, of the waters, and similarly Yetzirah. With this all being established,